Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we are discussing a lovely limited edition of 1,500 pieces in stainless steel. This is a 2021 model from Breitling. It's the Top Time Deus chronograph. So it's inspired by Australian motorcycle and surf outfitter Deus Ex Machina, and of course that means God from the machine, and it says in benzin veritas, which is basically in gasoline we trust. So this is a motorcycle and motorcycle lifestyle themed sports chronograph inspired by the Top Time chronographs of the 1960s. So it's 41 millimeters in stainless steel, measures 14.4 millimeters thick from lug tip to lug tip, 51.4 millimeters, with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. I'll throw the watch on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and you can see it wears well, though broad. For a 41, it is quite broad across the wrist. 51, especially with lugs shaped like this, is not messing around, so I'm going to recommend you wear this watch on a wrist of at least 15 centimeters circumference. You don't want to go much smaller than what you see right here. The watch is neither thick nor thin. It should fit underneath most jacket cuffs, just not the tightest of dress sleeves. Taking a quick look at the strap, you can see it is moto-inspired. Distressed calfskin leather in a medium brown with perforations, and you can see it's broguing. It's leather stitched on top of leather. Sheer cut. There's a very thick cut of leather here. And then on the underside, you can see a yellow calfskin, and this is a brand new Breitling factory strap. No crimping, no gouging. We have a Breitling factory pin buckle, which is polished and made of steel, satinated on the underside. Taking a look at the case band, whoever owned this watch last had no fun with it because I guess he just didn't have the guts to take the stickers off and take the depreciation hit, so he decided to sell it exactly as he received it. Well, his loss is your gain. You're going to get the watch as it would have been delivered, and that means all of the stickers. The case is sharply defined. We have a conical bezel profile, and if you look carefully, you can see that the bezel is integral with the case. So the top of the watch is actually a monoblock. Everything loads through the back. We have these sharp Carrera-like lugs, but unlike a Carrera, they have a visible step between their profile and the case. They don't continue unimpeded from the case band. They're not integrated angular lugs. And you'll appreciate we have vintage-inspired pump-style chronograph pushers and a vintage-inspired Breitling B branded crown. No more wings. We don't have the Breitling B with wings anymore because Breitling wants you to think of it as a land, sea, and air sports watch company, not just air. And of course, this motor and motor sports and motor lifestyle timepiece is emblematic of that. Okay, on the dial side, we have a dramatic box section sapphire that's designed to look like a 60s plexiglass. We have a dial that is off-white with indices that are off-white and lume fill that is off-white. We have squircle registers, as Breitling calls them. They are squared off circles or maybe circled off squares. Let's take a quick look at this watch. With the lights out, you can see it has enough luminescence. And we have a tachymeter scale outboard that allows you to gauge the speed of something moving relatively quickly. Now, units are not given, but in general, what you would do is you would start the chronograph. We'll stop it, reset it, and restart it. A car starts a kilometer, and when it finishes the kilometer, you stop the chronograph. So you're watching it over a closed course, and if you stop it and the hand is adjacent to 200, then that means that the car covered the kilometer at 200 kilometers per hour. That's how that works. So we have a black tack, and we have a little tricolor, a lovely sporting tricolor that is emblematic of the brand. Another feature, and only the second time I've seen this on any watch, you can see we have a lightning bolt lacquered seconds hand in orange. A little bit Milgauss. I don't think that was the intention, but that is the reference as I read it. We also have orange hands, baton style, for the hours and minutes, and you can see that the squircle registers are actually dished and somewhat lower than the plane of the dial. The center dial is not perfectly white. It's sort of an off-white cream. We have the Deus Ex Machina logo down at 6 o'clock, and then we have applique rhodium-plated steel steal our indices. On the reverse side, we have a Deus designed logo. You can see the watch is one of 1,500, and a little note on what's inside the case. So this is 30 meters water resistant. We have caliber A23, which is a Valjoux 7750, automatic unidirectional winding, 48-hour power reserve. It does include hacking or stop seconds. It has a chronograph that uses a cam and a lateral clutch, but because it is a 7750 architecture, it actually uses a oscillating pinion rather than a conventional lateral clutch, which means if you start the chronograph and hold, there will be no jump to the chronograph seconds hand. That's a unique feature of the 7750 and a couple of really upscale chronographs like those made by FP Journe. It's not something you see too often. A lot of folks don't realize that the 7750 is an oscillating pinion, so for me that's a really desirable refinement. Plus, the quality of the cam action in this movement is as good as any column wheel chronograph. It really is that sharp. It beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour, and this movement, which has 27 joules, is a COSC certified Swiss chronometer, so it is very accurate. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.